Hey everyone, today we are doing another hair versus video, and this is layers versus no layers. I know this is a really big topic, and I'm excited to go over the differences. So let's start with the layered haircut. Now, this is a layered haircut on a mannequin that obviously has a little bit of some longer length in through here. But the difference is when I run my fingers through the hair like so, you can see these pieces in through here that are feathering down into the hair, okay? They're feathering down, and you're seeing the different levels of the way the hair's flowing. As opposed to, just real quick in comparison, this has no real layering or flow or anything going on up in this area as opposed to this. So just so you understand, layering technically is a technique. It's a technique that is designed to remove weight. So if you're someone who's got very heavy hair and you're trying to get a little more flow, a little more movement, a little more action in your hair, it's too heavy, then you need to have some sort of layering. So the layering is a technique with a specific outcome. The benefits of layers are that, one, you're going to get a nicer flow to your hair. Okay, you're going to get that nice, when you run your fingers through it, you can see the different pieces. You can see, a nicer shape to the hair. It's great if your hair is really heavy. It's good for adding volume to your hair. So if you have someone who's got very flat hair and you want to have a bit more roundness to it, a bit more shape to it, and this goes for, doesn't matter how long your hair is, male, female, doesn't really matter. If you want to have more volume, you need to have some sort of layers to get that volume, okay? Also, it really helps enhance to make your hair wavy. It enhances curls. There's a lot of good benefits to having your hair layered. Now, the disadvantages of having your hair layered are that if you get a haircut where the layers aren't done properly, it's going to show. And I'm going to do a video of what it looks like to have good layers versus bad layers. But if you get a haircut, and let me know in the comments below, have you ever had a haircut that was a complete crime scene on your head, a complete botch job? They tried to layer it and it just is uneven, it's unbalanced. That could happen. If you have somebody who's cutting your hair, they don't know what they're doing, it's an absolute disaster. It's going to grow out uneven. So layering is very, it's something you should take really seriously on who you're choosing to cut your hair. Also, the key to the disadvantage of layering is that it could actually cause your hair to have really weird types of shapes in your hair, because if it's not cut properly, you're going to have all sorts of areas that maybe are very unbalanced. You could have a piece that's really short up here, really long down here, really short here, long up here. It could be so butchered and uneven that it would cause your hair to actually not have a good flow to it. It could actually make your hair look like a disaster. It's going to cause you to have problems when styling it. It's not going to fall properly. So again, layering is something that's very important, and you need to take it seriously. Now let's jump to no layers. So here, once again, you've seen this mannequin 8 million times on my channel. This is the famous green hair undercut mannequin. As you can see, it's got a full undercut. So let's talk about the benefits of having no layers in your hair and the differences. So you can see when I hold this hair out this way, as the hair, and let's do this differently this way. As I pull this up, you can see that this is the length from the very bottom. It extends all the way down, right? It goes from here, I'm looking in the monitor, all the way down to here. So that means this piece is going to travel all the way down, aka it's going to have weight to it. Remember I said layers are what remove weight? Well, this is actually going to be adding weight, and what's going to happen is, because we're adding weight, it's going to make your hair lay a lot flatter. So if you're somebody and we'll start talking about the benefits. If you're somebody who's got really thick hair, you don't want it to poof out, you really want to have your hair as flat as you possibly can to your head, you want to have this type of hairstyle where it's all coming a little more longer in the front, more forward like this, then you're going to have a one length haircut or no layering whatsoever. So no layering, really the benefits are it helps weigh the hair down if you're looking to narrow down your shape, if you've got maybe more rounder face or rounded face. This can create a triangular shape, which is going to help narrow down the face structure, the face shape, okay? So it adds weight to your hair. It's also very easy when it comes to styling it, as long as you have the right hair texture for it. So you could take a round brush, you could just really brush it down a lot easier. It may tang, that's actually not a benefit of it, but, and we'll talk about that in a second, but it's, you're able to see more shine in your hair, you're able to smooth it out a lot better, you're able to not see any steps. So if you, like before we talked about, if you have a bad layered haircut, you're gonna see all sorts of steps in the hair. The way to prevent that and not see that and have just an easy, free-flowing, you brush your hands like this and the hair just falls back, there it is. It falls right into place because there's no layers. The chances of it being messed up and disheveled is a lot less than if you did have layers, okay? So now some of the disadvantages of not having layers is you're not gonna get a lot of fullness out of it, okay? Unless you use a ton of product, you tease the hair to get that fullness, but having no layers, you're actually preventing yourself from having a lot of shape in your hair. When you go like this, you're not gonna see the shorter pieces, right, throughout the sides. You can see them if I go like this, right? Like that, there's the pieces up there. However, they all fall down to here, okay? So you're not gonna see those higher pieces up here, and eventually the hair is gonna fall down. Another disadvantage is if you don't like your hair constantly falling in your face and falling flat like this, well, layers, having no layers, this is gonna keep your hair just always falling down because it's so heavy. So you have to make sure that you're gonna be okay with a hairstyle that's gonna always be weighing itself down. Let's talk about knotting. So a lot of times on one length haircuts, especially when the hair's a lot longer, it could tangle and cause knots much easier. So it's gonna be a little more work to kind of brush them out because the hair just bunches up together. Layers, again, like I mentioned, allows for some freedom and movement throughout the hair. So not having layers is gonna actually, cause you to maybe get some knots. My 25 spray is an amazing product. It really, really helps with detangling. And don't forget, use code YouTube20 at shop.thesalonguy.com for any of my products. Another disadvantage of not having any sort of layers is what's going to happen is the haircut will seem a bit heavier, and you may seem like your hair is, or feel like your hair is getting longer much quicker because it keeps weighing everything down. So you may have to get a haircut more often. Also, if you don't get layers, one benefit to it is not having to get haircuts if you're okay with it just growing out. Now, what's also going to happen is if you don't get your hair trimmed, you're going to be able to see the dead ends a lot sooner because all your hair is one length. So all the focus is going to be towards the bottom and through here. So you're going to see the dead ends a lot quicker. You may get more flyaways in your hair. You may get more static in your hair. So there's a few, minor disadvantages to it. So what it comes down to is there are some major differences, some benefits, some disadvantages to having, layers, not having layers. Sorry, hold on a second. And, again, you're getting a lot more shape back in through here with the layers. As you can see, I can scrunch the hair like this and get a lot of movement and volume, whereas back here, the hair just falls down flat. So let me know in the comments below. Do you have layers? Do you not have layers? What do you like? What do you don't like? Have you ever had any, butchered haircuts or bad haircuts? Also, I'm so happy that you all are loving these types of videos, this versus that. I've got a big one coming up where it's Johnny Depp versus Leonardo DiCaprio. Who's got better hair? So that's going to be exciting. Let me know in the comments below if there's any, hairstyles or versus videos you want to see or comparison videos. I love to do them. YouTube 20 at shop.thesalonguy.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.